The fact is that continuing this, I don't know if the recording stopped and now this becomes 1 or 2 or 3 more videos that have to be uploaded. But as I was saying, I was explaining that this is a fact of something that happened in the celestial that has to play out in the physical. And it's just that at this point in physical plane of existence is when the component of physical starts to act in the manner of activation as I'm doing. What I'm saying now couldn't have been said 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. That might have changed my life from a walk through hell physically. It has to have a mathematical point of when it happens for a reason of where it derives from. That's math. Come on, God bodies. Everybody that can do plus degrees. Let's get it, man. You know? Anyway, Dave Blake. We like to say rest in peace, man. You know? And this is the way the show starts. I was under the impression that till a certain point, I've never made it this far in my existence to remember that I had made certain mistakes, that I've been given another chance not to make them same mistakes so that we can move forward on something we've been trying to do since the dawn of creation, far longer than you can remember. And then I revealed today that, wait a minute, I did reach this point as the celestials that make up my character starts to tell me, we didn't want to tell you, but yeah, you made it this far. You know, and throughout the book, a question is posed of why Grand Guru didn't want to remember all the different realities that he existed in because of the chance he could do the same thing because he kept failing. Maybe this time an anomaly will happen where I'll make the right move and we move forward in higher degree. You see a different look and a different representation of the character of Kenneth C. Lewis. It's Kenneth and Butter who must learn to work together to bring about understanding and move the physical vessel in motion in a manner of how it's supposed to happen. You say, what two people? I'm talking about me, Kenneth Lewis, born 1966, December 7th. And Butter, my facade, my action, my wisdom, who propels my outward thought of knowledge based on my thought process. Together we walk and obtain what the understanding level of what we working together causes our physical motion to move towards our objective in life. In order for you to see real alchemy being wielded in manifestation in the physical for the first time, it has to be seen and viewed mathematically on the smallest levels of comprehension before you see it outright so that you don't become overwhelmed. Blow up, go crazy or whatever. Your head can't handle it. You go crazy or something like that. Let's look at the people that came before us saying the same thing. Malachi York, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael, anybody who was rising out of a social structure towards an opposing view is in the right process of how evolution takes you from the improper to the proper. 1 to 2 to 3. Repeat the process to make another motion or move forward towards the objective. Huh? Just came out. Look at me. Yeah, I purposely didn't put shirt on so you can see. Wait a minute, he was just looking a little bit different. Now he trim it up because your thought process has to put you in the right look of the character that must be able to walk mathematically in the physical realm. Your body starts to contort, your thought process starts to shake, reality starts to re-grab, certain characters take on new looks. Has to be an entity capable of seeing this and understanding that it happens. Now, I'm telling you, the book I'm writing is a possible chance of an actual play out. And that when you hear me spit it and tell you in the method of how I'm doing it, it makes it sound completely crazy, but eventually it starts to adhere. I pose, look at Butter now. Something different. Know anybody that know me know. Something going on. Something happening. Yes, it is, man. It's still amazing, man. I'm getting ready to get into this book, man. I'm about to show you everything that I do. I just someone writing today that different realities I was in and the collective evidence right together, you know. Show you how the different hand styles and handwriting. And some writing that when you look at it, you say, man, it's from a different origin, man. You know, different origin. We're going to get into that, man. We're going to do that because in the midst spit that at night, it's a whole different character. The character in the morning broadcast live by my collective that was the first one that started thinking of a concept of how to write a book and tell a story of a happening that was happening to him in life where he thought he was going crazy dealing with multiple personalities. Or concept of how he wanted to put something in motion and how he deals with that and process that through the walk. What's the walk? What's that identity of the character of Kenneth Lewis? Was it a cover? They dissect motherfuckers when they see originality come. It had to be hid, right? How do you write algorithm in a cryptic manner, portrayed in physical sight of expression, but in a mathematical way? Key points, awakening components in the human brain to rewrap the body to what it was supposed to do. You don't know what your vessel capable of doing if it ain't never been time for it to move forward in the aspect of what it can do in high degree. Something to speculate and ponder. Too much information at the beginning. It's not how something comes into fruition. It's a hindrance. You have to let the concept grow as a child. Let it walk and let it take form. Reckless moves has to be made in order for trial and error to advance you forward. Like sticking your hand on the stove like a little kid. What you think, that concept of teaching and promotion of how you come to understand it doesn't grow in articulation of the fact? Same concept. That's what I'm talking. That's how it happens. So y'all be on the lookout, man. I might drop in the mix and let him spit later on tonight in the broadcast of the Lewis Family Radio Show of Salvation, man. We in motion, man. I'm trying to do the right thing. Why? I'm going to answer that question for y'all right now. I'm tired of going to jail doing the same thing with no plan. But I don't have no gift. I can't put something together that nobody else has or thought of and bring it forth into manifestation if I'm that actual character that does this. Not saying I'm the head Negro in charge, but I'm just a component been around since the dawn of creation. And here's the catcher. A funky tribe. The name of those entities don't give too much what you think about what we got to do because it's going to happen regardless. Thought process can take away death, disease, and everything. When you bring the manifestation of the fact, it's a technique called alchemy. Learning how to wield it for first is happening. So, ponder. I can explain the book more in detail, but I pause and say things out of concordance or act like I get caught up in my speech or something for a reason. It's an art form. Promotes you to think. Gives us identity that I'm no better than the next man. But if you pay just a little bit of attention, the groove will get you. I don't even have to deal with you no more. When you go away from me, you start to scared. I told you things, and I ain't told you nothing. You just connected because you're high collective. The groove of utopia best. Boom, 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 boom. The amazing. That's it, man. Once that gets you, you got it. Just watch how it wake you up and make you come. And I heard that groove when I was 10, 11 years old, listening to BT Express. I like it. What you gonna do with it? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. the groove, man. You know? I tell you that when I first heard the groove and Grand Style started talking to me, that's knowledge. You know? A name had to be associated with knowledge so that you could be able to comprehend what I'm saying to you physically. Color is a concept for identity and for distinction between the two opposing forces that cause motion. Now, in righteousness, that rolls out of chaos happens to be in a drop of pigmentation when you see it in a physical vessel. Then you understand why certain social grafting process had to be forced on a creation so that it could cause the rising of the thought process in the same manner of how physical flesh even came into existence. It has to have a physical explanation of how it plays out that you can see it. Yeah, let's get into it, man. You know, I'm gonna leave y'all with that to ponder on, man, because I got a lot to go by, man. You know, tell y'all about the book. You know, this the narrator. One of the part of the shows is to explain the book, not in some high scientific way for somebody else to break down. Oh, this is what he said. No, you get to hear me tell you exactly what I meant. Because the book ain't targeted but for those who are similar to myself. It was only so many in existence when the system in the star exploded that caused existence to come into manifestation. A mathematical representation of who could play host to those in need of salvation will always cleanse the ranks to give the possible chance for all those in need of their physical vessel to reconnect with and become whole of how creation moves forward physically has to happen. A pandemic. You don't read about pandemics and stuff like that, but happening in a storyline of a repetitive thought of concept of existence that goes in a opposite process of motion differently than what I'm saying. Has to happen. Has to happen. I'm not talking that crazy or trying to make you see anything that applies to me. No, I'm just trying to tell you I wrote a book that is moving forward in motion. And it's a technique to making those similar to me see. You know, when you're programming something to wake up and you can't physically get at a keyboard because what you're dealing with doesn't necessarily deal with a physical keyboard at first. Has to happen in a manner until it can move forward to when it can be done physically. You know? Only certain entities capable of doing that. Or at least the one that was charged with doing the task, Grand Style, which is knowledge, along with the help of his brother, Wisdom, Grand Groove. That's that. If I'm talking about sound, then the concept of the story has to evolve around an entity of sound. Sound has to be incorporated in how it manifests into physical representation. Has nothing to do with funk. It's just the alchemy, the highest concept of wielding manifestation in a majestic concept of how it happens. The amazing. That's that. Has nothing to do with what this nigga high, or he freaking out or something, or he just don't understand what's going on or nothing. No, it's imagination. Anytime you have an imaginative concept and you put it into a book, it's for entertainment for the possible other people and what they take out of it. Especially if you put a storyline of humility in it, not contrary to the normal urban literature we exposed to about drugs, shoot them up, bang, bang, But who takes the concept to deal with our origin of existence? No, this ain't no book about the God concept. Worship. Ain't about that. This is a book about math. mathematics. Ain't a book about the poor righteous teacher trying to spit. No, I'm not a poor righteous teacher. You know, I'm less. I'm 180 degrees in exact. I walk straight. That's mathematics. Most of the shit them 5% was speaking was on the lower level of what I'm trying to say. But when you move in higher degree, you can't do a plus degree unless you come in a higher concept of how you trying to say what you saying. Huh? Come on, guys. Huh? Let's build. I mean, you know, far from stupid. You know, penitentiary teach you that. You know, that was the whole reason had to have the exposure of going through a life in hell. You don't rise out of heaven and walk back down to hell. That's backward process. That's not forward motion. You come from out of hell improper to a proper existence. That's why the pyramids was built in a diamond shape or a triangle, because it built from a foundation that was straight but improper until you learn how to walk together in a concept of motion. That's why the pyramids got a foundation and it evolved with two at a point of understanding. That's Freemasonry, man. We ain't even gonna get into that, man. Because in the book I say I'm Hiram Abiff, the master builder. That in one reality, I was writing new hieroglyphics on the pyramid. What? Get back. That's that grand rule. I ain't gonna get into it too much, man. But I am gonna take y'all for this journey. I'll see y'all. Rest in peace, Dave.